Hey everybody, just a quick message from Bald and Bonkers Network. We would like to remind everybody that certain topics of discussion may not be comfortable for all listeners. Certain viewpoints may not reflect those of our partners, sponsors, affiliates, our hosts, or that of our guests. We would like to encourage everybody to keep a respectful and open climate of discussion for all topics, no matter how disturbing they may be. So viewer discretion is advised.
In life, you never know what crystals may just lie inside what you see. This is The Inner Court, featuring Smith Family Paranormal Investigations. Uncover the gems deep inside the mysteries to see what you discover.
Hello, everybody. Tonight, we have myself, Sam, who I'll bring up here in a short minute, and we're supposed to have a special guest, Ken Allen. He's currently running a little late. When he does show up, I will pop him up on the screen. Anybody that I sent the link out that would like to come up and talk, Ken, and we'll have an open discussion on this. Tonight's topic is sigils. And what exactly is a sigil? Hey, Mom, how are you doing? The definition of a sigil is a symbol used in magic. The term usually refers to a type of pictorial signature of a deity or a spirit. Usually in modern usage, especially, it's in the context of chaos magic. When Ken does arrive and crossed, he's still dealing with a lot of stuff in Florida. So when he does arrive, we'll get a little bit more explanation. Hey, Christina, how are you tonight? If you can, please make sure you guys share it out. I got the secondary screen going again, so that way we can maintain things here. So if you see me looking off here, it's because I'm trying to make sure I get everybody that's in the chat, whether it be off of Smith Family Paranormal or if it's off of Bald and Bonkers. Let me know which one you're on. That way I can deal with that. So I can go between Smith Family and Bald and Bonkers to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Hey, there we go. There's our chat over there. If you can, share it out. Linda, if you're watching, please share it out. Sam, I know you probably already shared it out. I've already shared it out. And speaking of Sam, here we go.
Hello, people.
Sam was living in Florida, and I know he got a bunch of pictures, and we showed him a bunch of different areas and stuff like that while he was in Florida. But since then, he has moved to the West Coast and currently lives in Oregon. And some of the things that he has found while he's been in Oregon has been very interesting. If anybody's seen his Facebook Live the other day, he was walking in, would you say it was Amazon Park?
Yes.
Okay. Now I was watching bits and pieces because I was at work. Mind you, we're 3 hours ahead of Sam. So right now, it being 6:35 here, it is only 3:35 in the afternoon. That's why it's brighter on his side of the world. Where if I turn this dome light off that I got on here, it's starting to start getting dark. You can see the outside here, it's still kind of light. Um, but what what are some of the things that you found since you've been over there?
Well, let me try this way. I found a lot of sigils, a lot of symbols, a lot of symbols here and there that you think would be graffiti, but it's really not. I found the Eye of Osiris, the Eye of Ra. Um, there's a bit of Viking culture. There is a ton. There's a ton of groups here and there. One of the things I've never really addressed too much are observers. Observers. If you know the military, if you know the military a little bit, they would be like light armor tactical. In other words, they have light armor, like light body armor, quick using weapons, and they just get in and get out. If you were to talk in the metaphysical world or the spiritual world or whatever you want to call it, or community. Sorry, my apologies. And they're good at getting, what do you call it? Getting the story, getting this and that. But I'm trying to figure out who they report to. You guys, if you guys have seen some of the reports I've done, some of that mentions that. A lot of people with tattoos, a metaphysical nature from the infinity symbol. A lot of people, I can never remember the correct term, geometry. This kind of amazing geometry, trees of life, and this and that. But one of the things I've been able to find are sigils, and these sigils are and remains of sigils. And the reason why I call them remains of sigils is because if anybody knows anything about flooding and this and that, you know what happens like when water meets enough chalk. If water meets enough chalk,
It kind of disappears.
It weathers it out. Footprints do that too. I found sigils in front of Christian hospitals, this is obvious, metaphysical stores, magic stores, whatever you want to call them. Wonderful places like the Crystal Fox, if you people are listening. Places like that. I found them on walls. I found them in front of businesses. And I'm trying to do it to where I have certain equipment on me and everything. But the weird thing is, there are times where I just notice them and catch them out of the corner of my eye. I brought this up to people, some of the people here, and they don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want nothing to do with, and I'm not getting a straight story from many of these people. And so some of these people, and there's a whole lot more going on. And it's fascinating.
That's cool. I just got word from Ken. He will be with us as soon as possible. So we will have our special guest, Ken Allen of the Wizard Table. If anything, maybe Mr. Spee will be with him. If not,
She's lovely.
They live in Florida, so they're
oh God, tell me about it. With what they've been through, I don't blame them for being late. That's a regular thing, and people don't understand that. Yeah. But another thing,
some of the sigils that Sam has brought to our attention when we were on probably about 2-3 weeks ago, when we were talking about some of the pictures and stuff that you had sent over to us. One of them was that voodoo VV or whatever that Ken said. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Present screen. What did you? That's too big. I can't make it larger. That's what she said. Anyway. This right here is what we were talking about with the Voodoo VV. It's and when Ken gets on here, he'll explain exactly what a Voodoo VV is. I was looking the other night when trying to figure out what words were going across up here. Not sure what it was, but I know I got a larger picture somewhere.
Well, like I said, Chad and Linda have been very appreciative of the work I've been doing. And so if you want to see more, Chad and Linda will definitely show you.
There it is. Hey, Chad, it might help if you... If you see, look, there's words at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it says all four, and then I'm not sure what it says up here.
Yeah, that was the best I could do.
When Sam's talking about weathering, I mean, I'm pretty sure that all this was probably somebody took a black Sharpie. Hey, Wizard's Table, I'll be there in 3 minutes. What do you just put on there? Probably took a black Sharpie or something on there and wrote on the side of the wall. And then as it gets weathered, it rains and stuff like that, or somebody tries to clean it off. And that's one of the ones that Sam has brought to our attention.
Well, thank you. Well,
if there's any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Because the only stupid question is the one not asked.
Well, I did find some houses. I found a house recently at what's it called? Near, pretty much within walking distance, sort of. It's at the side of a mountain. And we went over there to go find it. And we did, but didn't keep that in mind. But there was no road. It's a beautiful house, but no roads, no this, no that. And it's at a cliff, very rocky cliff, very sturdy cliff. And I'm dumbfounded as to how this this area got the pieces to put the house up. And it had electricity and things like that, and a giant star, a 5-point star on it. And so I am finding weird. I love it. It's weird, but I absolutely love what I'm finding. But there's other stuff that I found too. But on the issue of sigils, Chad and Linda, I'm keeping them updated with what I have.
And it's a lot.
But if you guys have any questions, let us know.
Waiting for him to pop in before we start showing off all the other ones. Anybody got any questions? Come on. Now would be a good time to ask.
Well, that house I found. Another thing also, I found this bridge where it's reportedly haunted. It also has had a few suicides from it. Like I said, this is having to do with the sigils, but one of the things was I found some sigils at this place, and believe it or not, I had my camera fully charged, and the battery before I came, and the battery just went dead. So that's how it went. And like I said, that house
looks like they're set up for Christmas already.
Maybe, but like I said, beautiful house.
Because I'm looking, you got like lights here.
Yeah, but it was interesting. It was really interesting, but keep in mind that's on a high cliff, really high, and
let me pull up the other picture. Gotta go into email first.
Yeah.
Email.
Yeah, Linda ordered me to take my camera wherever I go. I don't know if she's joking or not, but
it's not an order; it's a request.
Well, you guys are my bosses. I gotta follow protocol. But the thing is, like I said, there's other things you might, and keep in mind about this picture. I am way, way down. I got lucky on, I don't know how I got so lucky, but the moment I noticed that house, it was like, man, this thing is high up. And like I said, there were no roads, no this, no that. And the house is in that kind of condition, and it's almost impossible to get up to. You can't drive to it. And so getting the materials to get that up there,
I'm pretty sure, Sam, I'm pretty sure there's a road there.
I couldn't find it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure there's a road there.
But oh god, so yeah, it definitely is
a subliminal message. It's a quick flash on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! I think I need to look at Smith Family Paranormal.
Well, like I said, I'm getting the shots, and jokingly, I will be doing that more often. But the problem is that I have, believe this or not, the problem I have is that the moment is like whenever I'm not prepared for it, that's whenever I seem to find the sigils and houses and this and that.
Hey, Sam.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh,
Mr. Ken Allen.
See you.
What's up, babies? How y'all doing?
Who's not in a dark room?
I'm in a red room tonight.
I don't blame you.
Well, here,
Roxanne, put on the red light.
Of course, I got to go through all the colorations before I can find red.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better. I was worried as sick about so many people down there.
Oh, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Good Lord.
We had a few trees. We had a few trees fall down, some limbs here and there, heavy winds, shit like that, but we're good.
I love that. Yeah, I have some dumb friends who went out during the hurricane on the beach. Didn't hear from them for a few days. Comes to find out, they're washed up on a neighboring island, and they're washed up on a neighboring island.
Like, how in the world do you get washed up on a neighboring island? I mean,
I have no freaking idea. The Coast Guard found them, but you have to remember, Florida man lives.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, I live in Florida, but I'm in North Florida, so.
Well, our idiocy is that of legend.
The palm trees up here are very scarce. We have heavy woods. We have a lot of virgin forests still up here.
Wow.
A lot of oaks, pines, et cetera, et cetera. But it's pretty fucking wild in North Florida. You know, I mean, I have access to the beach. The beach is only like 15 minutes away from me, but still, you know, the Apalachicola National Forest is fucking epic.
Well, I used to live in Fort Walton Beach, so I have a clue.
There you go.
I have friends that live right in. They literally got hit by the center of the hurricane in Fort Myers. And looking at their pictures, I mean, I showed it a little while before, where their roof was all messed up and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
You live up towards Tallahassee? Is that more your area?
Yeah, I actually live about 15 minutes south of Tallahassee in Wakulla County, Florida. I'm about 3 miles from Wakulla Springs, which is where they filmed a lot of the Tarzan movies, and which is where they primarily filmed Creature from the Black Lagoon. So.
Oh, yeah.
We're learning new stuff tonight.
Those waters are fucking beautiful. They're crystal clear, and they're freezing cold all year round. I've swam in them 1,000 times.
Well, you practically
the gators don't bother you that much. What's that?
Well, you practically turn into a woman after swimming in those waters.
Not me. I'm Sicilian. So
never mind. Oh, I don't want to know.
But a lot of people want to know.
I bet they do. But yeah, been doing my work and this and that, trying to get ahead and everything, trying to do what I have to do. I was worried sick to death about so many people. I got one, my old apartment complex now has a decoration of an oak inside the roof of the building.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what they're going to do with it. Are they going to fix it? Are they going to tear it down? Are they going to evict a bunch of people for their safety? We don't know. So I'm friends with the manager. I love her and her husband half to death. Love them both half to death. They're great managers to the apartment complex I was at. And I love them both. And they're amazing people. And I hope they're, I don't know. It's just that with the mess that they still have, what else was it? With the mess that they have on their hands, they've got to work with this person, that person, and it's not easy for what they're doing. And they're a dime a dozen all over Central Florida, of all these places that have been, some of them been demolished and this and that. What's interesting is, in theory, I think this happened, but somebody told me, but I don't know if it's true. They had a cyclone. Spew off from the hurricane, and it destroyed all these properties. Okay, let's get to business.
All right, let's see what the fuck we got here. What do we got here?
Besides the obvious concrete graffiti of the lovely 420 and the peace symbol.
I don't know nothing about 420.
I'm not even going there.
I mean, I see the star here.
It almost looks like they're trying to make
Star of David.
Star of David, yeah. Which is used in Goetic magic, but yeah, you know.
Not sure what it looks almost like a snake and a cross.
Yeah, I really, looking at all this, my first impression is there's not really a whole lot to it with regards to the occult. There's nothing there. No, right. No, I don't see any black magic either. It's just somebody trying to do something, but It's very, even if it is occult, or black magic, it's very amateurish and it'll go nowhere.
This is the one I sent you earlier
Yeah.
to look at.
Okay. All right. So I see a heart. I definitely see a heart. Can you bring it in a little bit more, baby? It almost looks like somebody's trying to create a demonic seal / sigil, but even then I don't see nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing here that makes me go, aha.
Do you think it could be weathered out?
I mean, it's obviously weathered out, but I mean, if okay, bring your cursor back to that little A looking thing.
A looking thing?
Right there, right there. Yeah, you're on top of it right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on there. It almost looks like, I mean, because of the shit. It almost looks like it could be a seal / sigil for a demonic / goetic entity, but there's nothing there to go on. And even if it is, there's no power behind it. It's gone.
Not sure what kind of crazy penguin looking thing this is.
So you got a possible number 4. You see that number 4 looking thing? Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't glean anything from that, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's just too, I don't know.
Well, we showed this one. He found this in
on the.
Well, I mean, see, Ryan. I mean, not all. Yeah, you're right. Not all sigils are about negative magic, but
right.
Okay, all right. That's a pentagram. Where was this?
This was off the coast, close to Lane County. Keep this in mind. I understand where Chad is coming from. We wanted to go see. Me and my friends wanted to go see this house that we saw up there, but we could not find any roads that lead up there. We could not find any roads that lead up to the house. Weird thing was, and I believe Chad is right, but I did not find any roads, anything.
Okay,
it was covered by woods, and this was really, really high up. If you were going to scale the mountain, you would need an expert. And the reason why I say that was the mist from the ocean. The high tides that could go in at anything. There were caves underneath at the bottom of that mountain, at the bottom of it. And if you were to go up there by the mountain, you could get seriously hurt unless you knew what you were doing and had a ton of experience. And could not find any roads, but it had electricity and a few other things. But that was surrounded by woods and mountain.
Definitely has electricity.
Okay, so zoom on it again, Chad, if you don't mind. I'm assuming Chad's the one in control here.
Yes,
I am. The one zoom in on the star, or
thank God I'm not the one in control. Yeah, the star, baby. Come on, baby, zoom in on that star, sugar plum. There you go, honey. All right.
God,
I can't help it. I'm Ken Allen. I'm myself. Anyway, all right. So the pentagram has a plethora of meanings. First and foremost, in paganism especially, it is a symbol of powerful protection, warding. Okay. Especially if you practice what's called the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Good shit. I recommend all paranormal investigators, hear me out, to learn and implement what's called the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. That shit will stop a Jedi Knight in his fucking tracks. Okay. All right. So the pentagram, very powerful symbol of protection. It represents the earth, air, the fire, the water, and of course, the fifth element, which is spirit. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the pentagram was also used by ancient Christians to represent the 5 wounds of Jesus Christ.
Right.
So you have
the thorns up here,
Go ahead.
Nails in the cross,
Mhm.
in his wrists, and then in his feet.
There you go, baby. There you go. Now, if you invert that pentagram, it is used by the Church of Satan when it's inverted. Oh, shit. He got it together. There you go. See, I love that fucking. That's the one I use, honey. That's the one I use. Let me get mine real quick. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. This is the
Oh, I
one.
see that.
That's the one I wear, y'all. Anyway, so when the pentagram is inverted, it doesn't necessarily denote evil. I don't believe in absolute evil or absolute good, but it denotes matter manifesting. When it's in its so-called upright position, it represents matter manifesting into spirit. But when it's reversed, it represents spirit manifesting into matter. In other words, if I want to get money, or if I want to get sex, or whatever the fuck, I'm going to use an inverted pentagram.
Yeah.
If anybody on here is a warlock or a sorcerer, they know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I've shown some of my toys that I'd be curious as to your thoughts on it. But yeah, I did my best on that, on some of those. Some of them are interesting, some of them not so much, but I do want to hear your expertise on the ones I have.
Where'd you say that house was again?
That house was a little bit in Lane County, outside of any city limits, and it was on a cliff surrounded by woods.
Okay.
And so beautiful freaking house, but really high up. If you're to scale it, you could get hurt and hurt bad. If you go through the woods, you don't know what you're going to find or anything. It's like a hermit's dream.
Sure. Yeah.
Here's the one that we looked at before.
All right. Yeah. There you go. So this is a voodoo veve, usually spelled Veve, veve. And it reminds me a lot of what's called the Petro Loa, Loa or Lwa. These are spirits in voodoo / voodoo. All right. And they're powerful spirits. They're called red spirits because they will do the dirty work. If you're going to put a curse on somebody, you're going to fuck somebody's world up, you will call upon the Petro Loa. But as you can see in the middle there, you see the cross that represents the crossroads. And what they're doing is they're calling on a crossroads spirit. If this is the Petro Loa, more than likely they're calling on Met Kalfu, not Papa Legba, although Papa Legba is a crossroads spirit. But Met Kalfu is also a crossroads spirit. But he's one that is, I guess, for lack of a better term, charged with fucking shit up, baby. So I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I guess you can't because of the light. You see that?
Oh, yeah. That's intricate.
That is, yeah, that's a Petro Loa Veve. Veve, Veve. Well, now I do practice what's called New Orleans voodoo. I don't practice Haitian voodoo because I am not initiated in Haitian voodoo. But anybody that has anybody that works at it and does their work and does what the fuck they need to do or whatever with you got to be careful, you'll get killed. These spirits can kill you. New Orleans voodoo, you don't have to be initiated in New Orleans voodoo. But yes, I've worked with the Petro, I've worked with the Rada, I've worked with the Gede. The Gede is Mama Brigade, Papa Legba, Baron Samedi. So that's a Petro. That's a Petro Veve, y'all. Where did you find that?
Uh, it's a little bit, like I said, in Eugene, Oregon. I found that uh, a little bit in an alley close to this place called Mill Street. Now, Mill Street is a place to some degree, sort of a haven, yet it is, yet it isn't. But it's very close to a homeless service sort of place. And you've got graffiti, a tore fence. You have this, you have that. You have people. You have people from several different walks of life. You obviously have homeless people. I took some ones of some symbols, which are kind of generic compared to this.
I figured out what this other word is.
So
it's CHRIST.
Christ.
All for Christ.
All for Christ. Okay. Well, I'm telling you,
that ain't all for Christ,
dude. Well, and that's okay, because voodoo is riddled with Catholicism. Catholicism and voodoo go hand in hand. It's a big deal because when the slaves were brought over to America, they were practicing their native religion. Okay. But in order to hide that shit, they incorporated Catholicism. So I'll give you an example. The snake god Damballa is synonymous with St. Patrick.
Getting rid of the
Celtic, St. Patrick, the snakes in Ireland. So they would set up like an effigy of St. Patrick or a candle of St. Patrick, but they would actually be honoring and worshiping the voodoo snake god, or Loa Damballa.
So hypocrisy.
Papa Legba and St. Peter are also synchronized.
Wow.
And all of your Loas are that way. All of your Loas are that way.
Wow.
Voodoo Loas being the lesser gods or the spirits of voodoo. They're all like that.
Well,
Urzuli is synonymous with the Virgin Mary.
Well, I talked with one woman, and I ride the bus. I ride the buses here. I don't have the luxury of a car, but the thing is, like I said, the thing is that I talked with a woman. She found me fascinating and everything, and I have not seen her again. But she told me that if she does see me, she wants to take me to a few places. She wants to take me to a few places on this sort of stuff. She goes and sits there and says, "What the hell's a Florida boy over doing here?" I'm saying, "I'm living here." And she goes, "Well, you don't necessarily know your stuff, but you can sense it quicker than anybody. You don't know it, but somehow you find it." Does that make any sense?
Yeah, of course.
But she wants to take me to some of these places. And she says, "But if you're interested in voodoo, I can take you to some of these places, but I won't stay long."
Why won't she stay long? What's the
no
deal with
clue.
that? Yo,
I have no clue, but she's really nice. But I don't know if I'm being. I'm probably not going to go with her. I don't know if I'm going to be getting set up for something. But
yeah, make sure you have a knife with you.
Well, that's why I need. I probably need a pistol with her or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's how it went.
Just remember, we don't have bail money.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, I wish you luck, Sam. Wish you luck.
Well, push comes to shove. I got bail money, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't fucking go out and do that shit on purpose.
Oh God, no.
If you get in a situation and you need me, call me.
Yes, sir.
I'll get you out.
Thank you. But what else is going on?
I'm trying to find the other ones that you sent. The ones where I told you make sure you go back and zoom out on the.
I tried what I could.
I know you did, and I just can't find the damn picture.
But there's another one in front of a mystic shop There's one you showed it earlier. You showed it earlier. The one on the ground's definitely been weathered, but I thought it was worth taking a picture for.
I'm trying to find the one with the purple thing on the tree.
Yeah.
I had them all set up, and then next thing I know, I moved. I hooked our secondary.
Wow.
That was me. Sorry.
You should be working in movies. I mean, that's.
I went like this, and it was like.
The timing was great.
I didn't see you for a second. I didn't even see the glare of your sunglasses. I'm sitting there. Oh shit!
He just vanished.
That and the sound effects would be perfect for it. I'm sitting there like, I mean, I'm not necessarily all powerful. I get lucky as hell. But Ken, I'm like thinking, what the fuck happened to Ken?
I deal with some heavy stuff, bro. I'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Obviously. I mean, for God's sakes.
So read off some of the people that the comments in the chat real quick. We got Christina, we mentioned earlier. Sierra Ryan, she said that's a cool house. PWI with Sherry. She says hello, hey Ken, hey lads.
Hey baby.
Shrimp Shack says, is that Ken Allen, the black magic chap?
That's me.
Deborah Johnson, if you turn it around, you see the word war, apparently on one of the pictures. Sierra put on there, says, sigils aren't always about negative magic. They're used regularly for protective purposes. Pentacles are protective. I wear one all the time. Chris, Ghost Squad Scotland. Hey guys, I'm watching on TV. Can't speak much. Took me 10 minutes to write this on the TV.
Now,
hey Chris, you do know that some of the remotes you can speak into and it'll do the whole words for you.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I did find some other sigils, but they were extremely weathered. They're extremely weathered. Right in front of this Christian hospital. It looked like nothing at all, unless you took a look at the angles of the circles and this and that and everything. But extremely weathered, foot traffic and everything. I couldn't make it out. I took some pictures of it, but as you are, I don't even know if you can. I'm not saying you can't, Ken, but I think it would be hard for you to make it out. But I don't know if there's something going on here, or if I'm being dramatic or something like that. But it's this place is interesting as hell.
Yeah, why don't you try when you find these sigils?
Yes, sir.
Why don't do you smoke or anything like that?
Vape
okay,
pen, and I do
obviously
smoke
not.
tobacco.
Get you some real tobacco.
Oh, I got real tobacco.
All right. So when you find these sigils, seals, markings, whatever, because I'm not 100% sure what they are. Start in the east, work your way to the south, the west, the north, and back to the east. Drop a little tobacco in the four directions and ask the spirits for clarity. Ask the spirits for clarity. And
please remind me of that. I need to remember it.
You may get some clarity, and drop some in the center of these sigils, and you may get some messages subconsciously or in your dreams, or even daydreams can be significant.
Well, let me show you something that I do. Like I said, I do alchemy. Tell me what you think of this, if you can see it.
Let me turn up my brightness here because I don't. What is it? Cocaine?
No, God, no.
I can tell you what I think about that, baby.
Is that from experience? No, never,
Yeah,
never.
it's from experience.
No,
Anyway, go ahead.
this is like one of the things I can do is transfer energy
Uh-huh.
and of my own self into things.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
what I use is black salt, Palo Santo resin, dragon's blood, and thank you for that. I still have a lot left thanks to Chad and Linda. Dragon's blood, copal, a few other things, quite a few other things. And whenever I'm mixing it up in sort of that way, I use my own life energy to mix
Mhm.
it up and and like I said, it's sort of like a cake. You have your ingredients, you got to have your container to cook it in. But if you don't have the energy to start the heat, you don't have a cake.
Right,
That's the
right.
way I summarize it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's one of the things I can do is transfer my own energy into things and I regenerate rather quickly.
Well, let me give you a little secret
Let's
that
hear
a
it.
lot of occultists do not want people to know. You take those herbs or a mixture of herbs, whatever it is you're using. Doesn't matter if it's just sage or a
Mm-hmm.
mixture of sage, cedar, tobacco, bay leaf, whatever. Get you a Tibetan singing bowl, okay?
Ah,
Put some of those herbs in that Tibetan singing bowl, and
frequency, vibration.
you do that with those herbs inside that. You putting that
Wow.
frequency in there. All right. Those herbs or resins, whatever you're
Mm.
using, is now imbued with that powerful frequency from that Tibetan singing bowl. Then you burn that shit, baby. It
I,
completely changes the frequency of everything.
I've heard of that many times before, but I just don't have the money for a Tibetan singing bowl. And I got to make sure I stick to what I can afford. And I've heard of it, but I never really thought about
Now,
it
I'm not
until you
talking about the
said something.
glass. I'm not talking about the glass ones. I'm talking about
Never
the.
said that.
I just
If
want to make sure because they're not really that expensive, bro.
Well, I got to stick to what I can afford. But for the most part, I'm going to have to go to a another metaphysical shop after you just said that. But I normally stick with mortar and pastels.
Sam, you could probably order one on eBay. I mean,
True.
not
You
eBay,
can
Amazon.
Amazon 100%. In
True.
fact, I ordered a copper one on Amazon. I mean, copper's great.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
copper.
was less than $40.
I was
Wow.
going to say copper is not going to be that expensive, and it's probably.
But you put that shit in that singing bowl, baby. You put that frequency in there. The herbs you're using are already going to be powerful, but once you put that frequency in there, bam, like Emerald Lagasse, bitch, bam.
Well, what do you think about people that put energy into it, their own energy?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because you
Sierra
want it to
said you can-
vibrate at your own frequency as well. Because the
Yeah,
herbs
well,
are,
that's what I try to do.
yeah, yeah.
Sierra said you can find small bowls. Doesn't have to
You
be.
can.
Doesn't have to be a 3-quart, 4-quart Tibetan bowl.
That's
I mean,
right.
it could be a
The
small
copper
little,
one, the copper one I got, it's like that big. It's a small bowl. And I don't even use, a lot of people use this little cushiony pillow thing. I just use my hand. I pull my hand like this, sit it on top, and I ring that bitch.
But yeah,
What about? Sherry asked, "What about a tongue drum using the herbs and the tones?
Absolutely. 100%.
Anything that makes a
Absolutely.
what you're saying? Anything that makes a vibration?
Yeah, of course. Because you're imbuing those herbs with that vibration. I just say the singing bowl because for a lot of people it's just easier and the herbs stay in place.
yeah. Well, like I said, I use my own life energy, but now that you got me thinking, using a Tibetan bowl, Tibetan singing bowl, along with my own energy, imbuing it with my own energy.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And Sierra, love her half to death. Wonderful, wonderful person. There's no possibility I could speak bad about her. And with everything, she came here to support me and everything. Just wonderful person. And so I've got to think of what I got to. You got me thinking. I've been too many. I've been like 3-dimensional. I got to go fourth or
You got to
fifth.
go. You got to start thinking like demons and angels, 4 dimensions, baby.
Well, with demons and angels, one of the things. God, we're getting off track here.
No, we're
But-
not. It's unfolding organically. Just go with this shit.
Yeah. Well, with the sigils I've been finding here and there, and the stuff I've been finding, this place I would never think before I moved here. I would have never thought so much hosh posh all put together so much in these parts, and I'm learning very quickly. Hell, I've had 3. I'm sitting there seeing. Let me state that I'm seeing people that are of a higher economic class.
Mhm.
They're taking lessons. They're doing this. They're doing that on the occult and everything. And oftentimes, I can work with the dead and everything.
Yeah.
But with it all, some people are fascinated by it. Some people think I'm full of crap. Oh, you found it. Okay.
Took me a minute. But the one that I was trying to find, which I can't find, but there's a star here,
Mhm.
and look at a sun here, and then this thing here. You okay, Ken?
Yeah. Somebody just text message me and they're like freaking out because of something that's going on. I'm trying to help this lady who's having some serious issues with entities and shit. And it never ends for me, man. It never fucking ends for me, Chad. You know,
Hey, you're in
I'm not
high demand.
complaining. It's just every fucking day, there's somebody, Ken, help me.
I should have stayed in Florida. God. But yeah, for the most part, I had some really great friends in Florida, but it's definitely different.
What part of Florida?
I lived in DeLand, and I also lived in Daytona Beach, Brevard County, and a few other places. I used to live in Fort Walton Beach, stayed a little bit in Jacksonville, other
Okay.
parts like that. So when it comes to Florida, I'm kind of well versed. Yeah, I'm kind of well versed. Tallahassee, very conservative. I was really surprised.
It is very conservative because back in the 90s, I actually did commercial radio, top 40 commercial radio, rhythmic top 40 commercial radio in Tallahassee, and I was a shock jock. And man, these people couldn't handle that shit.
Oh God, tell me about it.
They could not handle it, especially when I did like lesbian hookup nights and shit. This was in the 90s, man.
Oh
So,
yeah, that would never work today. Never ever freaking work these days.
Sherry saying high-powered people are known to dabble in what's known as the dark side.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was not. I just wasn't expecting it. I should have, but I mean, every so often I meet somebody who will stop me on the street and say, "You're not from around here." I'm not looking. I'm not dressing like Count Chocula or anything. I mean, I'm not looking like Captain Crunch on crack or anything, but people are stopping me on the street saying you're different. But oftentimes, keep in mind, I'm in University of Oregon is stationed here, whatever you want to call it. And some of these people, they've got the money and everything, and they're stopping me and they're asking me questions about this and that.
Look, I mean, there's in the occult, there's money.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you why there's money, because you can manifest that shit.
Yeah, but
I've worked with the demon Bune, and I have manifested every time I worked with him, dude. I'm not fucking kidding you. No less than $6,000.
You work with him? Oh my God.
I work with a lot of demons. Bune isn't the only one.
Oh, I know, but it's still, no matter what, it still surprises me.
Yeah.
I've been around them, but I'm more fly on the wall, more of a fly on the wall than anything. But with the sigils I've been finding, like Chad and Linda, Linda asked me to carry my camera on me at as much time as I can. So that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And then I got my friend Tiger Lily in Florida. She's been great to me, very encouraging and everything. And she's one of the few people that told me not to learn Reiki.
Why is that?
I don't remember, but she's been nothing more than wonderful to me through thick and thin.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Ken, before we get ready to get off of here, and what do you got? Anything you got going on in the next couple of weeks, or
yeah,
ready to come up on that Salway or whatever it is, the witches.
Samhain?
Yeah, I do actually. I just my husband and his sister are see, I live in a new house, and behind me is my old house, completely full functioning house. All right.
Nice.
But what I'm doing is, or what they're doing is, they're taking the master bedroom of my old house and they're going in there, they're pulling up the carpet, they're putting down hardwood, they're painting it to my specifications. I'm going to turn that into my ritual chamber / podcast office room area thingy-majingy. Once I get that shit done, when Halloween comes around, I'm going to consecrate it to Lucifer.
Wow.
And then after that, on my podcast, The Wizard's Table, I'm going to probably start doing some demonic evocations on the Wizard's Table live once I get that done.
Remind me not to piss you off. If you got those kind of connections, remind me. If you start getting upset, let me know immediately. I will leave.
I'm not one of those people that go around wantonly.
It's a bad
putting
joke.
Curses on Peach. I know. But I just want to say, I'm not one of those people that go around wantonly putting curses on people. It's easy enough to punch somebody in the fucking mouth and be done with it. However,
yeah, you got a point.
However, if somebody tries to threaten me or my family or even my fucking freedom, and I've told police officers this shit, I'm not going to go into detail. I've actually said to them and to their face, if you threaten my freedom or the freedom of my family, I will fucking kill you.
Wow.
And I will fucking kill them with black magic. I'm not fucking kidding. I will destroy their fucking life. But hey, just let me be me and we're good, baby.
Well, like I said, I'm definitely more gray and everything, but like I said, in regards to all these sigils that I've been taking and everything, I'm still going to be taking more. But it seems, that one with the Voodoo Vivi, thank you. That was near the homeless area and everything like that, a tore up fence. And there's yes.
The demographic, other than just being homeless. I mean, we can say demographic. We're not that fucking politically correct, are we?
No.
No, they were homeless.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What were their? Fuck it. What was the race? Was it majority African American? Was it white, Hispanic?
White. It was mainly white.
In Oregon, it's probably white.
Interesting, because a lot of people that practice African traditional religions, also known as ATRs, are usually. Well, there are white people that do it too. Yeah, I mean, hell, I'm one of them. But it usually falls in the realm of African American or Hispanic Latino people, because you have Santeria and Voodoo / Voodoo are similar, but not the same thing.
Yes, but another thing also, there's a lot of businesses in that area. There's also a lot of middle class in that area. A woman I talked to, as what Sherry was telling me, she's got some serious money and everything. Mm-hmm. She makes about for her, I don't see how she calls it this. She says on a bad year she makes $700,000 a year, whenever it's a bad
700,000 a
year.
year is a bad year?
For her. That's what she told me.
What the fuck?
I know.
I don't give a
I
shit
know.
who you are. I don't care if you're fucking Donald Trump or Jeff Bezos. 700,000 a fucking year?
Yeah,
It's a
she
bad-
I'd
said
kill
it's a
that.
6
bad
people
year.
with an axe and use their bones for gardening tools to get $700,000 a fucking year.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I'm like, I literally said, you're actually complaining a bad year is only 700,000.
Jesus.
I
Or
mean,
I should say for the love of Lucifer, but okay.
but you have to remember, but like I said, she's higher income, this and that and everything. She also told me that Antifa has a strong preference here also.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. I don't go into that circle. All I
Yeah.
can say is this, and let's just say it's all hearsay. My mother
Yeah.
was Sicilian. Her father came over from Sicily. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
Yeah.
Which means of all the religious and stuff that they believed in was brought over with them too.
Yeah, but
And taught and passed down and passed down and passed down. So
But
I'm
yeah.
going a little further than the religion though, bro.
But
Sierra, mad respect for y'all. I really appreciate your knowledge. Living in Central Florida can be dicey. I feel like the pagan community is underground a little bit in my town.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
But most of the pagan religion is underground in a lot of places because a lot of people
Especially
don't
here in the
want.
South.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
here in the South. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
like
me and Linda drove down to South Carolina for my uncle passed away September 9th. And we went down a couple of weeks later to help my mom clean out his house and stuff like that. And we were actually surprised that there was even vape shops down there. We didn't
Really?
see.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you
like,
know, we've got shit tons of vape shops here, which I think is great. Also, they sell kratom, which look, I
Mhm.
believe in kratom. Kratom's a great fucking herb. I don't know if you know what it is or not. It's
Oh,
basically
yeah.
it's a legal
helps.
opiate. If you're hurt, don't fucking get on Vicodin and Percocets and all that bullshit. Look, if your town sells kratom and you're in a lot of fucking pain, use kratom.
Well,
Don't go to the doctor to get pain pills.
Well, this is going to back you up, but differently. You can use it as a sedative. You can also
Yes.
use it as a sedative.
Uh-huh.
If you are drained, you can use it as a pick me up.
Yeah, the green
you can-
kratom picks you up. Believe me, I know.
It picks you up. Red can relax you. It's like if you
I
love that, Ken.
anxiety, if you
I didn't
suffer
even have
from
to say
anxiety, that will help and help dramatically.
Yep.
It will help dramatically. I mean, some people, they knock me for it, but I'm saying, I love you people, but F you, I'm going to use it. Oh, and I did my third house cleansing. I did my first house. And this is one of the things I was having with it. If you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah. The sun god Apollo and everything.
Yeah.
And it was to my great friends that helped me move over here and everything. Because keep this in mind, I was telling them about sigils and everything.
Yeah.
And I told them what the hell's going on and this and that. And my friend was really upset and everything. I told that friend, you have an entity in there that is miserable and wants to spread the misery around and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I said, you need that clean because you're arguing about stupid crap that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Your guy has been busting his ass and you want him to leave it. And that house, ever since you moved in. And so I convinced them to allow me to do house cleansing. And I did it in the name of Apollo. And it worked so far. But I'm going to have to keep up with it with them.
Well, Apollo is a deity of light and of the sun. So there you go.
Well, like I said, I'm gray. But the thing is, obviously, I'm a lot lighter than you. No offense. But
None
the thing
taken,
is,
baby.
I highly respect you. Highly. and what else is it? Chad and Linda. And so I was thinking Chad, Linda, a few other people, and then I got to work. I got to work on it. And that potion I showed you, basically, I wasn't being a jerk. I told him, go to the light. You've earned your keep. You deserve some respect. You deserve the respect. You deserve rest and all that other stuff. And so I was using a sigil and everything in my book, my grimoire. And I used my grimoire from the notes I've taken and the sigil I did. And keep in mind, one of the sigils that Chad and Linda have and everything, the one that they designed seemed to work. It seemed to work, but only time will tell on that. And so one of the things is, I will say you have been a blessing, because I do like learning about your side of your faith, and also the side of light and the side of darkness. Just because something is of light doesn't make it all good.
Absolutely.
And just because something's of darkness doesn't make it all bad.
That's right, baby.
And so I'm an occultist too. I'm an occultist also and everything. But with all that, I will say this much: you've been a blessing, Miss B. I would love to know her personally. I would.
She's a wonderful person. She, when my mother crossed over back in July 16th, actually.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, her birthday was July 20th, but my mom passed. Yeah, anyway, Mistress B, she lives in Panama City. I'm in the Tallahassee area. She drove here that morning to go to the funeral.
You two are connected as hell.
We are, baby.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. You two are connected as hell. But like I said, here, I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf here and everything. Like, if it was a video game where I was at, I would be like a C+ or a B- in Florida. Over here, it's weird. It's definitely weirder than I thought. But like I said, with Chad and Linda, the sigils and the creative freedom I've had because of them, they've been nothing more than a blessing. I would love to talk to more about things. Miss B, I would love to talk with her also.
She's a little more stable than me.
Well,
she actually helps me to calm down a little bit
and think about your actions.
Yeah.
But you have to remember with Chad.
I'm still going to do what I'm going to do, though.
But you have to remember about with Chad and Linda, they're letting me have all this freedom, and I'm doing everything I can to not let them down. And at the end of the day, I know I'm going to have that through thick and thin. But with my friends, I'm not going to mention their names, but it's been a blessing and everything. And the sigils I've been working with and everything seem to be working and everything. But I'm a freak amongst freaks in the way that I don't have a single tattoo or a piercing.
I got a shit ton of fucking tats.
Then you are as normal as can be.
Yeah, of course. For me, yeah. I also practice a hell of a lot of blood magic. A lot. I got more fucking lances than you can shake a stick at, baby.
Well, like I said, with an occultist, we practice various different things from light and dark.
Exactly. You have your way. I have my way. Joe Blow down the street has his way.
Well, you got to remember with occultists, if it was like, how can I put this? Not you, but with me, if I was, I never want this to happen. But if I was to face off against a witch and everything who knows her stuff inside and out about her side or his side, and she knows her stuff, and I only practice that, she would kick my ass easily. But the thing is that whenever you're well-rounded, you can think of more different things to take somebody out in that sort of way, and that's what cultists do.
Well, and I'll just say this real quick without going into details, because I've been to so many fucking details about this shit. It's nauseating. But I've had to do exorcisms, people that were possessed not only by human spirits, a lot of human
Yeah.
spirits will possess people. People think that's bullshit, what the fuck ever. But I've also had people possessed by non-human entities. So, you know, the Catholic Roman rites don't always fucking work. Okay, sometimes you have to go to the higher ranking demon to get rid of that lower ranking demon, and that's how
Yeah.
I work when I perform an exorcism.
Well, I've never done an exorcism. I've done house cleansings, but I've never done that on a person. But with the alchemy that I use, like I said, the alchemy that I use, it works for me.
Yeah.
It works for me on that issue. And like I said, my friends are not fighting over stupid crap. They're not fighting. But one of the things was they've also been encouraging to find more of those sigils. They've been encouraging me to do that. And with them encouraging me, I have to live up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, with Chad and Linda, they're heroes to me. They really
I'll
are.
tell you what, dude, when you come to Florida, let me know. Let me know.
All right.
I'll show
Yeah.
you some shit that'll fucking blow your mind, bro.
I think that I have a clue. Do I
Hey,
fully
babe,
know?
we got a road trip.
I'm not me. No, I'm not going to get naked.
I don't want
didn't
that.
say an
No,
orgy.
no. But I mean, the thing is, I'm not making love to somebody's fist like that. No, it's not going to happen.
No, but seriously, let me know.
But
Okay?
I
Both
would
of you
be
guys,
honored.
Chad, you too.
Yeah, it would be an honor to come there. It sounds like we need to take the profits and turn them into a RV. Come over from Maryland over to Oregon, and then to Florida, and
I got
then
plenty
to
of room.
Florida.
I got 2 houses, so.
Well, you are doing fucking great. You're doing,
Yeah.
but not as great as
baby.
that one. Not as great as that woman who's complaining about only making $700,000 a year.
Yeah, that's some kind of fucked up mental shit right there. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I have never heard anybody say that. Never. And then
that
she's
is
asking,
that is well over $500,000 fucking dollars.
and she's complaining.
Okay, well,
I told this big ass redneck about it. He said I should have backhanded her. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's a woman. I can't do that. You need to start. No, it's more. You need to start, Sam. You need to start
insane.
backhanding the bitches.
I wouldn't do that, but you know,
I don't do it. But he told me I should have.
Nah.
But like I said, I have too much praise to give, especially to my friends here, my friends over in Florida, Chad and Linda. I have too much praise for so many people.
Well, Chad's got my phone number. So
all right.
If y'all mofos ever decide to come to Florida, let Ken Allen know.
Yes, sir.
And I'll make sure y'all have plenty of room and we'll have a good fucking time, baby.
Oh, okay.
Road trip.
Well, we should probably. Were you wanting to close this chat? We're having too much fun here.
Jacodo 420. Do you use selenite to help cleanse, or do you use black salt on the 4 corners of the room or property?
Me or
who's that question for?
You're the one that just did a cleansing.
Yeah, well, I use black salt, Palo Santo resin, dragon's blood, copal. I can never remember those stones. They're tiny stones, but I got a grinder, and it worked for my potions. And then after that, I'll imbue it with my energy, and I will be looking into those singing bowls.
Yeah, do it, baby. I'm telling you.
And I'm going to be looking into that now. But I basically did everything I could, every opening on the house. Then I took my seal potion after it was gone, and I put it on every opening that leads to that house inside, whether it was an air conditioning duct, an oven fan, whatever you want to call it. And I put the seal potion on every single opening, all the windows.
You know what I do? You know what I do?
Let's hear it.
I use? One of my main, I use Palo Santo, I use cedar, but one of my my own concentrated piss. Not fucking
Why do
kidding.
I believe you? Why
Because
do
it's true.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of that many times. I'm not going to do it, but I've heard of people paying for that sort of thing. It's like, I got a high profile job, so where do I get some pee at?
It's
And
not going to
people
do
will-
any good if it's somebody else's urine. The rightful property owner has to be the one to protect their own shit. Since
Well, I'm
it's
agreeing
my
with you,
land,
but
so I piss into a bottle. I consecrate that shit. I have Lucifer bless it. I do what I need to do with it.
oh yeah, I don't blame you. But they sell those for drug tests for jobs.
No, I wouldn't.
So, but that's one thing that's one of the things they've done.
Yeah, well.
But
Speaking of that, I've got
yes.
to piss like a Russian racehorse from from Antarctica. I've got to go.
Okay.
Too much
Well, we're gonna
coffee,
get off
y'all.
here. We
Listen,
appreciate you, Ken.
yeah, thank you so much, Chad. Samuel,
You,
thank you so much.
boys
Hail the
up.
Dark Lord. Thank you, audience. Nothing but love, y'all. But I do got
Been
to
an
go.
honor. Been an honor.
Hey,
Enjoy-
same here, man. I really appreciate it. And
Let us
y'all
know when you're-
mofos contact me, all right?
Yes,
we
sir.
will. Let us know when your first podcast in your new
In your home, I definitely
will.
want to see that.
I will, 100%. I will, because it's going to be fucking epic up in that mug.
What should I be afraid?
Yeah, you should. I'm not bragging. I'm just so proud of it. I can't wait.
Well, I don't fucking blame
It's
you.
his man cave. He finally has his man cave.
It's
No,
my
man
man
house.
cave. Yeah.
Man house.
And Linda's been watching. She's saying love you. Thank you for coming up.
Love you, baby. All right, y'all be blessed, okay?
Yes,
You
sir.
too.
All right, bye.
And we find the outro. And